Newstalk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. It's 10:37 and time for Chamber on the Air. Joining me now, the president of the Fergus Falls Area Chamber of Commerce, Lisa Workman. Lisa, it's always fun to see your smiling face.
Hey, Dave. How are you doing today?
I'm excellent. I'm looking forward to another great show.
Yeah, we are having a blast here already. So I just want to, before I forget, remind folks that we have this great partnership with Leighton Media where we get to show off several of our members every month, tell a little bit more like behind the scenes or a little bit more than a 30-second ad. And this is a fun way to get to know our great chamber members. So we've been getting to know each other in the studio. So if you want to join in on the fun sometime, just get in touch with us at the chamber. You can call me, you can call Missy, or you can call our new Director of Membership and Marketing, Amy Callan, and she will be joining us on the show today. But before I give you all the opportunity to meet our guests, I want to share with you a few things that are going on in Chamberland or Chamber World. Just want to let everyone know we just hired a new intern for the holiday season. His name is Dash Chamberlain, and he will be appearing at 5 different businesses, helping them out this holiday season. And we invite you to go meet him. He is an elf, so he fits in perfectly with the short stature of all the chamber staff. Anyhow, we're encouraging everyone to go meet him. His destinations will be published on our website and our social media. And for those who take a selfie with the Elfie and submit it online or on social media, you'll get entered to win a family fun pack. So we're giving away this great holiday experience, fun things to do as families, as friends, however you want to do it. We don't care, but there'll be all kinds of goodies involved and great local experiences. So that's Dash Chamberlain, our new employee. If you want to find out more details about Dash or about our great members, check out our website at fergusfalls.com. We've got hot jobs. I wonder if we would have posted him. We might have had even more elves who applied. Who knows? So we've got job postings if you're a business and you're looking for some seasonal help. You can post those on our website. We've got a great events calendar where you can find out all kinds of cool things that are going on in and around Fergus Falls. And of course, we have our business directory where you can learn more about all the great nearly 400 chamber members. So we get to feature them on our website and get to talk to a few of them on Chamber on the Air. And you get the opportunity to meet a bunch of them next week. We are having our Chamber Cafe, our last in-person event of 2025. We will be at the Community Education offices on Freiburg Avenue, and it's co-hosted by Leighton Media. So come in to Chamber Cafe Thursday, November 13th, starts at 7:30 in the morning. We'll get you out the door by 9. And in fact, if you have to leave at 8:30, that's fine too. But join us for some breakfast, some networking, and some really great updates from about a dozen of our great chamber members in the community. And speaking of great chamber members, Stephanie Groh with the Fergus Falls YMCA, the YMCA of the Northern Sky, is joining us first today. She's super excited about that. And I just want to say thank you to you, Steph, for serving on our board of directors. So thanks again for volunteering for that. And you guys have been super busy at the YMCA, had some big Halloween parties, and well, it's never a dull moment when it comes to the YMCA.
You're absolutely right. I'm very happy to be here, and it's been a great way to join this wonderful community. So yes, being at 11 months in officially.
Wow, that
we
flew.
have been crazy busy. I know, I can't believe it. It feels like my second day. Every day.
So well, and that's the fun thing is at the YMCA, it is something different every day. And you guys are really great about having and offering things for all walks of life, all ages and stages. Like just the variety that you have available in the programming is amazing.
Yeah, we've talked about that a lot because depending how you were introduced to the Y, whether you're like me where I was a swim kid, it's where I learned how to swim, or even as an employee, it was childcare for many years. I thought that's what we do. That's the bread and butter. But we are more than a gym, more than a place that has a pool. We are people's family. We are connective, extremely relational, and there is something for all ages. So we're really proud of that.
Well, and I think that is one of the great things that people don't always think about. They might think, well, I don't know if I'm going to get to the gym often enough. But boy, those connections, like all the smiling faces that are there and people that are looking out for you and looking out for your kids. I mean, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I know we've talked a lot about, ways we impact. And again, people, it's crazy to me. I've been there 15 years and the things that people still don't know about the why. Last year in 2024, we served over 20,000 meals just in our summer food program, and almost half of those was in this area.
Wow,
and
that is amazing.
We have a rural food program distribution, and it's expanded, where this year we did 96,000 meals. So we're very happy about that. And the things we do around water safety and
so important
skills.
Here in Otter Tail
Yes.
County with over 1,000 lakes here.
And as a newcomer, one of my favorite things to learn is not only are we doing our swim lessons here at the YMCA in our facility, but we also go to the beaches in surrounding areas and we do beach lessons.
Yeah.
And so
probably not today.
No, not in this kind of weather, but in the summer we are hitting other communities that have lakes, and that is so important. It's absolutely a life skill, and every child should experience that.
Yeah, and of course, this time of year, the pool is open and heated.
Yes.
So,
yes, always a good
advantage
option.
of that. One thing that sometimes people have a misconception about too, Steph, is the cost of the Y. You guys have a variety of options for that, from monthly, annual, even if folks want to apply for scholarship.
Yes. We do great work around financial assistance. We give over, I believe it's $350,000, even more than that. It's closer to $650,000 in financial aid. And that goes to camp, it goes to memberships, it goes to childcare. Something we believe in is we are a Y for all, regardless of ability to pay. And so we really work hard on not turning anyone away for whether it's a program or membership or enrollment.
Yeah, so don't let that stop you. Come in and talk to Emily Staworski with taking care of membership when it comes to if you have questions about scholarships and things like that. And what was great is, like I said, I invite all of our chamber members to be a part of this show, not just to tell your story, but to hear from others. We were talking before we went on the air about how generous this community is. And we've got some great examples of that today. We didn't quite plan that, like for our November and pre-Thanksgiving show, but it truly is such a generous community. And, as the chamber, we get to hear those stories over and over again. And YMCA is just one of those.
Well, it's actually a big part of my own Y story, which 15 years later, I still get a little emotional about. But I mean, my 15 years with the Y was almost 6 months, and I joined the Y as an assistant, full-time assistant teacher. My boss at that time was my boss for 14 and a half years, and she valued me as a person. And so when I was struggling with my son's tuition, they gave me a 50% scholarship. Wow. And that was because they wanted me to stay as much as they wanted to provide for my son. And so it was just where we were at the time. I had, I was receiving assistance, which was wonderful, but it went away. Yeah. As things do when things are unstable. And they made such a huge difference. And so here I am.
Yeah. You guys are really making impacts on people's lives, whether, both employees as well as the members, the guests that are showing up there. Well, again, Steph, we're just thrilled to have you in the community. We're on 11 months. We're shooting for at least 11 years, right?
Absolutely. She's a lifer.
Well, we're going to shift gears a little bit. And speaking of generosity in our business community, Christine Franzen is joining us with Soapy Puppy. But Christine, you have been making the rounds in the community with an amazing... You started a small business food drive. So let's talk a little bit about that first. We talk about generous community.
I guess I've been described as a person who sees a need and fills a need, and it doesn't really matter what it is. I just have really big ideas, and maybe it's the ADHD. I'm not sure, but I tend to jump in heart first, and then end up with really big support from the community, from my family, and from my staff. And so this particular time, we had Barktoberfest, October
Which was so
25th.
fun.
And so I thought, with the understanding that SNAP benefits were not going to be distributed in November, and that the guidelines for qualification were going to change November 1st, I thought, oh my gosh, the food banks are going to be hit really hard, and the need is going to be so great in this community. And so I just started a small food drive just for my own business. And then I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could get a couple of other small businesses? And a couple of other small businesses has turned into 20 with more offering to participate. And so
that just speaks so much to, one, the generosity of the community, but also the story. So many times people think, oh, business community, they're just in it for the money, but couldn't be further from the truth. Our businesses like yours, like Soapy Puppy, give so much back to the community in so many different ways. So like you said, you started with a couple businesses, and now we're up to 20.
I had a couple in mind. Every single person I approached said yes. And then shortly after, business after business would contact me and say, how do we get involved? Can we do it too? And I still get them, even today.
Which is fabulous.
It means that I'm probably going to need to round up a few volunteers to help me with the pickups, because yesterday's load was 1,500 pounds of food delivered to our food shelf.
Which is so fantastic. I mean, the stories of the generosity of the business community giving back is so wonderful. And truly, you hear the chamber harp the message or repeat over and over of the shop local, do your business local. This is where we really feel the impact, is that when businesses are supported locally by our residents, by our visitors, that our businesses are so generous in giving back, whether it's to the food shelf or sponsoring sports teams or providing scholarships. I mean, just filling those gaps. And you guys see a need, and Christine, you're just like that ace in the hole, like, all right, we're just going to go and make this happen.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. It's much appreciated. So let's talk a little bit about Soapy Puppy, though, because that's been a very heartfelt mission of taking care of our furry friends. So let's talk a little bit about some of the services that you guys offer.
Well, I moved here in 2017 and started a home grooming business immediately at the suggestion of our area vets and the Humane Society, because there was a shortage in grooming facilities at that time. My son, Jet, was my grooming partner for 5 years. And when a new owner took over the old TNA boarding facility, he had Jet move over with him to help him, because Jet had a lot of pet experience. Unfortunately, we lost Jet. He was the drowning accident in DL 3 years ago. And so when the new owner of that facility approached me and asked if I would consider merging my business with his, we opted to just go head first and take it entirely over, because it needed renovation. It needed a new vision. It needed a lot. And so we have put all of our heart and soul and grief and everything into making it pretty magical.
Yeah, absolutely.
We offer grooming and daycare and boarding. We try very much to think out of the box. We respect pets' boundaries. So a lot of the animals that we get are animals that are, not a lot, but a chunk, are animals that have been fired from other facilities because of behavioral issues. And so we're able to accommodate quite a few. We have a lot of elderly animals on medications.
You guys take on those challenges.
We do. We also work with the Humane Society, and so when the Humane Society has an emergent case of grooming, we clear our schedules and take them on. Last year, at about this time exactly, we had 11 dogs from a backyard breeding facility that we needed to help, and so
so rewarding.
Yeah.
And you're taking care of family members.
Yep.
Which are, I mean, we rely on them for comfort and joy and companionship and so many things. And you guys help keep them in ship shape. Or if you have to go out of town, great place for the boarding. figure out how to make it happen. So
one of the needs that we had this year, that we just recognized as a growing need, is emergent animal boarding. And so we launched Heart, a nonprofit that houses animals. It's housing for animals during recovery and transition. And so we provide boarding for for people who are seeking domestic abuse help, or they're leaving a dangerous home, or they're seeking mental health care, drug or alcohol rehabilitation. And so we'll take care of those animals under that program until they are on their feet again.
Which is fantastic. I mean, that's many times a hurdle for folks to make that step in the right direction is, well, what about Fido? You know, what about the pet? So thank you for doing that, and for all that you do in the community. Where can folks find out more about Soapy Puppy?
Just stop in.
Yeah.
We're there 8 to 5:30 every day. Our hours are the same in the weekend because dogs don't know it's the weekend. And that's when we're the busiest. And so my kennel manager lives next door. So most oftentimes somebody's there from like 7 until 7 o'clock. But you can stop in anytime. We'd be happy to show you the space and talk to you about what we offer, and
stop at Service Food on your way and pick up some non-perishable food items.
Yeah. Yep.
How long are you planning on continuing doing the food collections?
Everybody is set up to take collections through November 25th. I'll be doing the last pickups on the 25th and the 26th.
Fantastic. Again, thank you so much for all that you give back to our community. We really appreciate it. So next we are speaking with Elizabeth. I'm not going to pronounce your last name because I'm going to get it wrong. Elizabeth from Otter Cove Children's Museum, brand new executive director. Thank you for joining us on the show today. And, you guys at Otter Cove are taking care of some little ones when it comes to keeping their brains engaged, right?
That's right. Thank you so much for having me. Like you said, I've been in the position for almost 5 months now, filling in some big shoes from Katie, our previous director. And Otter Cove we were talking how generous the community is. Otter Cove is a recipient of that at every level, from the board members who work so diligently to make sure we're successful to the folks who come in to play. We really have felt the love from the very first time we opened the doors. So,
and it is another one of those great examples of the business community stepping in and helping to fill some of the gaps, some of the needs. When you go to Otter Cove, you see, there's the Victor Lundin Company bookstore and the Service Food Market, and Prairie's Edge Dental, I believe, is there. And,
yes.
There's so many personalized pieces of our community that the kids get to experience at a very young age.
Every time I walk through the doors, I am overwhelmed by what a labor of love it was to get the museum up and running and to keep the doors open. It's sort of like being a parent. That job never ends. We're always thinking about it, and we're always thinking about how we can do better, how we can meet those needs better. I feel so honored to be here today with the other organizations that are here that do such a phenomenal job at meeting the needs in the community. It's something we think about a lot. We are a nonprofit organization. We do not receive funding from the city or the county. We do receive some grant funding that allows us to support some specific programming, but really we count on folks coming through the door and playing to make sure that we're able to do things like offer opportunities for kids to play. And play is not just fun for kids, although I would argue that everyone from kids to adults needs more play, especially these days.
Absolutely.
Losing that sunlight's tough for everybody. But we know that it helps build the skills for them to enter the world as confident adults who are sure of themselves, who are kind to their neighbors. And we love being able to support the community in doing that. One way we do that is through our Access to Play Fund, which allows us to provide memberships to families who may not be able to afford that otherwise. We're always
fantastic.
Yes, we're always happy to add folks to the list. Right now, we do have some grant funding to clear that list. So
Sure.
if that is something that folks are interested in, please stop by to talk to us about that. We want to do anything we can to give kids the gift of play.
Provide those opportunities, even if folks don't think that they can take that on financially, which is fantastic. Again, just another example of the generosity of our community, of our businesses. One thing, too, I wanted to touch on, Elizabeth, is can you let folks know about where people are coming from? I know that Fergus Falls and Otter Tail County kiddos are probably regulars at Otter Cove, but you guys draw from quite a wide range.
We absolutely do. We end up seeing visitors from almost every county in Minnesota, with zip codes especially prevalent in the West Central area. So it's not uncommon for us to have regular visitors who drive in from Alexandria or Fargo-Moorhead, and to get seasonal visitors from St. Cloud or the cities. We've had people who are aware of all the children's museums in Minnesota. There are 12 or 13 of us now who make an effort to try to get to all of them once a year, which I think is so fun.
Yeah. Well, again, welcome to your new role.
Thank you so much.
Again, we encourage folks to check out Otter Cove and say hi to Elizabeth down there. And before we wrap up our show today, we're going to do a quick introduction with Amy Callan. She comes to us live from, well, she's in Fergus Falls now, but she's moved here from southern Minnesota just a few months ago. And Amy Callan is our new Director of Membership and Marketing. So, Amy, welcome to the Chamber team. So happy to have you here.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. Man, can I tell you, this has been one of my favorite jobs, just meeting people in the community, hearing all of these wonderful stories, and of course, having lots of fun on the side.
Absolutely. Well, we know that fun and play is part of things, and, that's kind of how we roll at the Chamber. And so, Amy, tell us a little bit about the things that you've been involved in so far as our new Director of Membership and Marketing.
Absolutely. The main part of my job is the membership, so I get to go around. I get to present the first dollars, be a part of ribbon cuttings, and really meet a lot of people in this community, which is great. But I will say one of my favorite events that I've been at least involved in so far was our College and Career Expo. I was impressed by that.
Wasn't that fun?
It was amazing. Just the turnout of all the kids, the great questions they were asking, and everyone that came was just awesome.
Yeah. It's so fun to be able to connect with youngsters, whether they're, the little itty bitties or whether they're the high school age that are planning their futures. College and Career Expo, that's one of those things that people go, oh, is the Chamber involved in that? Absolutely, we are. And Amy has been so busy over the last few weeks with the first dollars and the new businesses. Like, that's the other fun piece, is that we get to celebrate those. So, Amy, we're thrilled to have you on the team. Folks will probably see you out and about in the community, whether it's in person or on social media. She's got some really fun stuff planned, and are you maybe you are the direct supervisor of Dash Chamberlain?
I believe that might be a part of my new title, yes.
Other duties as assigned, right? So, well, again, I want to thank you for tuning in to Chamber on the Air. We hope to see many of you at Chamber Cafe next Thursday at Community Education, co-sponsored by Layton Media. And with that, Dave, we will wrap it up for this edition of Chamber on the Air. Yay! We didn't get cut off. You guys are so awesome.
Oh my
Please
gosh,
come back and do this again.
Yes, this was
Wow,
fantastic.
like just meaty conversation.
Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome.
Well done.
Thank you so
peeps.
much.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that was fun. I want to do it again.
Honestly,
Not till
keep it
December.
rolling.
Yeah.